Good morning, everybody. Silas back again today on this beautiful morning. I hope you're having a fantastic day. It's a little bit chilly here, but it's just barely below freezing. It's supposed to get up to almost 60 degrees today, so it's going to be pretty nice. I'm sure it's going to turn into a mud pit is the only bad part, because all the snow we had last week, it's all melting off, and as soon as this ground thaws out again, it's going to be nice and slimy. I brought my mud boots though, so I'm not too worried about that. We got a lot going on today. There's just so much going on, I don't even know where to start. First up on the list, we got this old van here. Mr. Good Pliers was going to come get it last week before the snow. It didn't work out, but he's on his way now to get it. Little shorty van. Not in too bad a condition. It's got a neat little roof rack on it. It's too bad it's not a panel van, but I personally kind of prefer the window van over the panel van anyway. But he's after that, so I got to get that ready, which it's pretty well ready, except it does have a 7.3 liter diesel in the back of it. I got to get that out of it. The only dilemma is that there is no door handle. So it's going to be a little bit hard to get it out of there. I don't know if I can reach in there and poke that deal with something, pop this door open. I'm hoping. Then I can hook a chain on it and drag it out. Can't really see in there, but this van is just clear full of trash as well. He can take the trash with him. That'll be his bonus. Next up on the list is I need to get all these cars off the street again. These are all ones that have just come in. I haven't crushed cars here in almost 2 months now, because I've been out doing farm cleanups and working out at my place and that sort of stuff. Just lots of other things going on, so I haven't been able to crush cars. But now I'm ready to crush some cars again. So I got all these. I got to get them ready, get them out of the street. That way I have room to load trucks. A few of these, I believe these two Chevy trucks here, I got to get the throttle bodies off of those. Those are worth about 50 bucks a piece online, and they're super easy to pull and package. So I'll save those. But other than that, I don't believe I'm going to pull any parts off of these other than catalytic converters. You may notice though that these cars all have aluminum wheels on them. And I save my aluminum wheels and I put them in truck beds. That way I can take them and dump them in the big pile. Unfortunately, all of my truck beds are full. This one here is just full of scrap. But over there beside that tanker truck, I've got two more that are just clear full of wheels that I've already taken off of cars. So I'm going to take those in, dump them in the pile. But to do that, I've got to dig out the pile. It's a never-ending story in my life out here. Is to do one thing, I've got to do 5 other things. And to do each of those things, I've got to do 5 other things. So I never know where to start. But that's my number one goal for today, is to go ahead and get those emptied out so that I can begin processing these cars. Some of them, like this one here, it's just got steel wheels, but I believe those are 5-lug small pattern wheels, and so those are really handy for rollers on old cars. So I'm going to hang on to those. The Impala, they drove it out, but it's just got steel wheels on it. It's got good tires, but I don't really mess with tires. I just got to pull the battery, the catalytic converter, and then drain the fluids and crush it. This Ranger here is totaled out hard, pretty hard. But it's got aluminum wheels, catalytic converters, battery, all that sort of stuff on it once again. Once I get all that done, if I have time today, I'm going to run out to my place. If not, we'll worry about that tomorrow. I'm supposed to be getting an old car in today or tomorrow. I don't know when it's coming. It's an old Dodge, but we'll check that out whenever it comes in. There we go. Engine is out. We are done with that van. Hopefully he'll be here probably in about 30 minutes or so. We'll get it loaded up and sent out. One other thing I need to do real quick is get this box put back where it's supposed to be. All the drivers that used to haul for him, all the good drivers anyway, all quit or went better places. So the drivers they got working for him now are not very good at it. It's kind of a bad deal. But they always dig out my ground and they're tearing this area up pretty bad. So I'm probably not going to mess with loading it again. I do need to get it moved back out of the way though. They blocked my gate with it, so I'll put it back up here where it's supposed to be. Good news is that I do believe prices went back up. It looks like we're not going to be going to that company anymore though that I have been going, so I know it's kind of sad for you guys that like to watch the Claw. We won't be seeing the Claw anytime soon, more than likely. We're going to be loading cars on the flatbeds like you've seen me do in the past, and they're going to be getting shipped out to Tennessee. They're paying a lot more out there again, so that's where we're going to switch over and go out there. Back in the day, we would just stick with one company for years at a time, and it was really good back then, but They don't do that anymore. Just as one company needs you, they bump your price up, and as soon as they don't need you anymore, they kick you to the curb. So you just got to constantly go around and around and around, going to different places. It's kind of annoying, but it's the name of the game anymore. Luckily, these dumpsters are just light enough to where I can just barely pick them up as long as they're empty. If I put a car or something like that in there, I can't pick them up anymore, but they weigh about 6 tons. Well, that's a first. I've never seen that before. Somebody didn't want their tailgate to come off, so they put a bolt through it. That way it couldn't slip off like it's supposed to. So that's kind of unfortunate. I was just wanting to pop that tailgate off there so I could dump this out and use it for wheels, but I'll have to drive around here with the loader and rip it off. But I'll probably go ahead and dump it out first, that way I don't make a mess. There we go. Now I got me a good truck bed. Stack that full of wheels. I like these long beds like this because I can get a lot of wheels in there. That way I don't have to take as many trips. Tim's here now, or he's been here for a little bit actually. But he's looking under this van, and I'm just gonna pull it with the loader so I don't want to bend the drive shaft, and drag it up on his trailer. And it's loaded up and ready to go. If you want to see any more about that van, you'll have to check out his channel. Alright, Tim is on the road. We're done with that van. He's taking it back home. I'm done here at the yard. I picked up all the catalytic converters and stuff like that I pulled off today. Got all my tools loaded up, and now I've got to go out to my place and meet some people. And while I'm there, I figure I'm going to go ahead. I brought my impact. I'm going to go ahead and pop that front wheel off that old camper and get that taken care of. I stopped by Sonic and got me lunch. I'm going to show you guys a quick trick. I guess it's not really a trick, it's just something I like to do. From Sonic, it's a good drink, and it's not very expensive. Excuse my broken screen. It's not actually the screen that's cracked, it's the screen protector, and I don't want to take it off until I get a new one. But you go to drinks on the Sonic app, and you can order in person if you like. Go down to other, and water. You get it, and their water comes out of the tap cold, so you can just put it on easy ice, because it doesn't need to cool down any. And then you add cherry, cranberry, and where is it at? There it is. And add strawberry fruit. Then you go to large. Add to your cart. Check out. And it pops up there. It's $1.19. Plus, if you want to give them a little bit of a tip. I mean, obviously, if you're getting a $1.19 drink, you're not going to give them a huge tip. But that's pretty cheap. All you're doing is paying 40 cents for the water, and 20 cents for the flavors, and 30 cents for the strawberries, and it's actually a really good drink. It's definitely one of my favorite drinks, just because it's not as hard on you like pop, and I wouldn't say this is necessarily healthy, but it's definitely one of the more healthy things you can drink if you don't like to drink plain water. And when you're eating junk food like this, onion rings and corn dogs, you gotta be healthy somewhere. Alright, lunch is over, back to work. That tire actually held air. I aired it up a week ago almost. Still holding air, so I want to pop the lug nuts off of this, and I may not get it put on here today, but at least this way it'll be ready to go. Before I do that though, I know a ton of you have been asking about this truck here. This truck is actually already sold. They're going to actually fix it up, restore it, paint it and all that, get it running and driving, and then they're going to resell it again after that. But it's going to stay local until it's done at least. It's a cool old truck, but it's not for sale. I've been getting about 15 emails a day on this truck, so just letting y'all know, it is sold. I forgot I had that little scissor jack right here, so I'm going to go ahead and put the impact on that and lift the van up in the air and pop that tire off of there. There we go. Now this thing's ready to go. It'd be really cool to see this thing get fixed up. If you guys want to watch its progress, you can check out Freedom Vessel on Instagram. That's what he goes by. I'll put a link in the description. Man, it is beautiful out here today. It's hard to believe it's middle or beginning of February. My buddy Sean was just here. He took all that stuff to California. You may remember from a previous vlog, he gathered up a bunch of stuff. The only pieces that didn't sell was this one, which is kind of a shocker. I thought that would sell really good. I mean, it is a little bit on the rough side. It needs some work, but still, those are getting kind of hard to find. And he said he probably would have sold it. He priced it high in the beginning, and then he came down towards the end, and if he would have priced it at the end price at the beginning, it probably would have sold. But if you do that the whole time, you sell all your stuff the first day, and then you don't make any money the rest of the show. And then this bicycle here didn't sell. This old, I think this is a Ward's Hawthorne. Yeah, Ward's Hawthorne. I thought it was pretty cool. Got wood pedals on it. It's got the old reflector on the back. Got the original spring seat on it. It's got the built-in place to put a headlight. I thought it was pretty neat. I think if it would have had fenders, it would have probably sold, or if it had good tires where a guy could actually get on it and ride it. But that's okay. It'll sell eventually. But he said it was a great show. Pretty much everything sold, and it was a lot of fun, he said, so he's planning on going back. So I'll send some more stuff with him next time. Well, that's all for today, guys. I'll be back tomorrow. We got a lot going on, so we'll just continue this vlog then. We'll see you in the morning. Good morning. We're back again today. It is absolutely beautiful out there. I got the door closed on the loader now just to keep the sound of the engine out of here. But it is nice and sunny, and it is just absolutely wonderful today. It's been a pretty busy morning already. I bought an S10, and I forgot to show it to you guys. It's back behind me now. I'll drive back down there in a minute. But it's a long bed, regular cab S10, and those are what people like to put for the frame and stuff underneath the old cars and old trucks. Mainly old trucks, like your advanced design Chevys and that sort of stuff. They're the perfect wheelbase for those. I personally think they're a little bit too narrow, but a lot of people use them anyway. The next thing up on my list of things to do today is I've got this truck here. It's clear full of bicycles, which I would just crush it, except they threw a bunch of batteries in there underneath those bicycles, and that's a big no-no to ship batteries into the shredder. So I've got to clean all those bicycles out of this truck so I can get to the batteries. And they're all tangled together. I started trying to do it by hand, and it was just not fun. So I'm going to pluck as many out of there as I can with the loader and try to dig those out. Kind of exciting news. We're cleaning up a factory, and they had a bunch of these racks here. And there's actually 2 racks in each of these piles. Just one's flipped upside down on top of the other one. But they actually kind of work out perfect for me to put my cars and stuff up on top of them. If I take them like this and I just weld them together, then I have a nice platform that's not going to go anywhere or sink in the ground. And I have the perfect place to put a car. The only issue is this is like a 1/4 inch or maybe a 1/2 inch too close together for my forks to fit. So I'm going to have them weld these together like that, and I'll just have them cut it all the way down right there, because this is attached here, so it's got extra support. I'll have them go ahead and weld it here for extra support, and then we'll cut that off a little bit, and then my forks will fit right in here, and I can set the cars right up on top, no problem. And then I can just hop right up inside here, and I can cut the converters off, I can pull the aluminum wheels off, I can drain the fluids, everything I need to do. It'd be really handy to have this so I don't actually have to hold them up in the air with the loader. Alright, I'm done working at that yard. I didn't have my impact. I left it out at my other place, so I couldn't get the wheels off, but I just pulled a bunch of batteries, catalytic converters, and stacked the cars, got them ready other than that. That way I can come in next time, pull the wheels off, and maybe start crushing if I have time. Now I'm headed out to my place. They're coming to get those catalytic converters, so I've got to get those ready. I don't know when they're coming, sometime in the next 4 hours, so I've just got to be ready. I got out here, I ate my lunch, and then I realized I didn't have the bill of lading for the truck that's coming. I'm glad I remembered before he got here. So I ran home real quick, printed those out. Now I'm back out here. I want to get the skid steer going. He could be here any time within the next 3 to 4 hours, so I've just got to have it ready to go. They don't give you a specific time or any warning. They just show up. They say to block out 3 to 4 hours of your schedule, and I get it. They're used to people that are just there running a business all day. They're not used to people like me that's running multiple businesses at multiple locations all by myself. So I can't blame them for that. While I'm waiting for them, I think I'm going to go ahead and come in here and dig out that couch. That way I can get it out of here. I believe they're coming for it on Friday, so I need to have it ready to go. And I figured if I can just get it out to here, then I can pick it up with the skid steer and I can load it on the trailer, or at least get it closer to the truck, because that thing is a heavy beast. Got the skid steer out, got the loader going, came back over here to get my camera because I forgot it in here. I'm going to go move some of those cars over there by that boat. I'll move that bus around a little bit, get things rearranged, and try to make that area a little bit clearer while I wait. Yeah, I'm going to take that bus and wheel it over there beside the G-body. The boat, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it yet. For now, I'll just leave it there. And then the old Packard 8-passenger sedan, I want to take it out back. I'm hoping someday I can find a front clip for that. It doesn't even have to be a good front clip, just something I can put on there to where it looks complete again. Then I can use it for advertisement. Put my logo on the side of it, that'd be pretty cool. Still waiting on my stove for the cabin. I kind of have a feeling that by the time it gets here, it's going to be too warm to need it anyway. That's much better. Got that bus tucked back there until somebody wants to buy it. If nobody ever comes up with wanting to buy it, what I'll probably do with it is go ahead and chop the nose off of it for a wall hanger, and then the rest of it I'll use it for storage or something. Not sure what I'll do with it. Maybe just crush it. We'll decide on that later. This boat, I think what I'm going to do on it, it's got a lot of really cool parts on it that are worth quite a bit of money. So I think what I'll do on that is wait till it warms up a little bit more, gets a little bit closer to spring when everybody's in the mood to fix up their boat, and I'll take it and I'll make a video of just chopping it up and pulling all the parts off of it, and I'll kind of do a how-to video of how to take something like that, how to part it out, how to make money on it, that sort of stuff. I think that'd be kind of a neat video to make, unless somebody buys it in between now and then. And then I've got my old Ford panel truck camper thingamajigger. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it yet. I'm going to be going camping here in a few months, and I thought about taking that again, but I took it last year and it's not watertight is the problem. So I'd have to get it watertight to be able to use it, whereas I already have another junkyard camper thing that I use that is watertight. So I'm probably going to use the other one this year, but this thing is seriously cool. I probably paid way too much money for this thing, but I just had to have it when I saw it. They actually took the back of a cab of the same year a truck, late 50s, 57 to 60, and they grafted it in to the back body of a panel truck. Did a pretty good job. I have brand new taillights lenses for it. I just got to wire in the lights. Here's my creepy bunny we took out of that building a long time ago. It still has my grill and my little sleeping mattress in here. Yeah, they did quite a bit of work to graft it together, and they did a pretty good job. The floors are still pretty good in it, except for I think it's somewhere. I think it's over here somewhere. Maybe it's back. Yeah, it's right back here. And this way you can kind of see where it's starting to rot a little bit. This door leaks up here somewhere. I'm not entirely sure where, so I'd have to seal that up. And then it's got a lot of air drafts in it, so it was really cold in here at night. And the other one's a lot easier to keep warm. He's still not here, so I figure I'll take a quick tour of this boat while we wait. I was just looking up a few parts on it, and this piece here, without the tall piece on it, usually sells for about $75 is what they go for, $50 to $75. This one's not broken anywhere, and plus it has this on it, so I'm looking at getting $75 to $100 out of that. The little horn on here, if I plug it in and it works, I can probably get 40 or 50. If I sell it just as is, I can probably get about 25. The spotlight over there is probably about 25. There's these here. I believe there's 4 of these, 2 on the front, 2 on the back. Those will probably bring about $50 for the set. So what is that? I think we're up to about $200 now, give or take. We've got these little plates right here. These here, I don't really know what their purpose is. Some sort of grip plate, I guess, for climbing in and out of the boat so you don't slip and fall. It's got these 2 here that have this really cool, almost Art Deco design. This boat isn't that old, but it's kind of what it looks like. These here are just plain chrome, so I don't know if those have any value. But these here, just for decor purposes, will probably sell. And there's kind of a matching one back there on the engine cover, so that's pretty neat. We got the reflector back here on the back of it, or the light, not a reflector, I'm sorry. That's probably worth about another 20, 30 bucks. I didn't look it up. It might be worth more. I don't know. It's kind of cool, and it sticks up high. We've got these steps right here. Those will sell pretty good. They're fold-up steps. And then up here, we've got this little funky thing next to the glove box. I don't really know what that is, but I'm sure it'll sell for decor purposes. And then the glove box, once again, it'll either sell for a glove box for an old boat, or it'll sell for decor. Looking at probably getting somewhere in the neighborhood of 75 bucks for the pair of those things. And then up here we got the rearview mirror. I'm sure that's worth probably 20, 30 bucks. We've got a really good outboard control right here. It's in pretty good condition still, so I'm sure that'll sell. We've got a really, really cool steering wheel on this one, and it's in good shape because it's been covered up for all these years. Just a little bit of sun damage to it, but it's still a pretty neat piece. That's probably 150 by itself. And then over here we've got the, looks like an amps gauge and a fuel gauge, and the ignition and warning lights and knobs and pulls. I'm sure that'll sell. And then over here looks like we have an RPM attack, so I'm sure that'll sell. I actually have somebody already interested in the gas tank down here, so there's all sorts of things on this thing that'll sell. I thought about on this dash at one point in time just cutting the whole dash out and trying to sell it because it does look really cool. Looks like an old car dash almost, but I don't know. I still don't know what type of boat this was. Looks like it had the logo in the center and it's long gone. So if you know what type of boat this is, let me know in the comments, but I have no clue what the brand is. So we're looking at about $500 worth of parts so far, maybe even more. And then I can bust the back end of the boat off with the forks and shove it in the car because it has the engine and the transmission and all that back here still. So I can sell that for scrap, and then I have the trailer underneath the boat still. It's a pretty nice double axle trailer. People are always buying these up, and they shorten the tongues up quite a bit and they turn them into lawnmower trailers. So, that's probably another $150, $200 there. So altogether, you're probably looking at least $750 by the time you get done with it. And then you got to make a trip to landfill. Oh, I forgot about the rails up on top. Those will sell as well. So yeah, maybe even $800 here. And that's probably figuring on the low side. It might be worth more than that. If somebody would have came in here and offered me $300 for the whole boat, I probably would have took it. Got that car unloaded and he's here for these catalytic converters now, so I'm going to take care of this and then we'll check out the car some more. There's a lot of converters in here. I think there's about 750 of them altogether, I believe, if I did the count right. I couldn't tell you how much money's here. I know there's a bunch of aftermarket, so that's going to drop the average down, but I guess we'll find out here in a couple weeks. And the last box. It'd be good to get these out of here, make me feel a whole lot better. I couldn't tell you what the profit is on that either, because a lot of those I pulled off of cars, some of them I bought. Now we can look at this car. Pretty cool car. I believe it's a 1950 Dodge, is what the guy said. I honestly don't really know exactly how to tell on these. If it was a Chrysler, I could probably tell you. But it has some rust in it, It rusts where all these old Mopars rust, right there by the rear fender. And probably the worst spot on the whole car is this driver's door. They backed into something with it open a little bit, snagged it and smashed it. One headlight's broken. The other park light is in the rear seat. It's got the original flathead 6-cylinder under the hood. It's all complete under there. Not too bad of a car, really. Like I say, it's got a little bit of rust, a little bit beat up. Unfortunately, these cars just aren't that popular. They don't carry a whole lot of value. I bought this for just a little bit over scrap value. It's got the radio delete in it. It's a complete old car, but more than likely I'm just going to wind up chopping it up for wall art. Door is shut and open good except for the driver's door. I've got one person interested in buying the whole car to use it for yard art as a complete car. I sent them pictures of it. We'll see if they buy it. If not, I'm probably going to get out the torch and the whiz wheel, and we'll probably cut it right here behind the hood ornament. So be right in here somewhere. Chop it right there. That'd make a really good premium wall hanger right there, especially if I get that other park light put in it. Yeah, see, it's all complete. Oh, that's right, the carburetor's gone. That's right. I forgot about that. He said he took the carburetor off and rebuilt it, and he didn't get it put back on here, and he couldn't find it. And he said if he found it, he'd let us know, then we can get it put on here. But I'm not going to hold my breath, that's for sure. I don't know if it still turns or not. I bet it does, but we'll find out real quick. Oh yeah, it turns over good. That engine would run no problem. Put a new carburetor on it. She'll fire right up, I bet. Didn't get a title to it. It's been sitting, he said, for almost 20 years. Still has all the original wheels and hubcaps. The one on the back is in the trunk. So that's pretty cool. And it even has the original spare with it still too. If somebody wanted to spare this from getting chopped up, I'd probably take like $1,300 for it. So if you're interested, you can hit me up on my email. It's in the description. Unless that person buys it that might want it for yard art. We'll see if they come through. But otherwise, probably here in about another month and a half, we're going to be chopping her up. My building's empty again. There's nothing in here. Except for all their stuff where they're fixing the ceiling. This will be a nice little place for them. They can do a little bit of sandblasting and that sort of stuff out of the weather. I don't know what's in this. We're about to find out though. I don't know where this even came from. Oh. Looks like a paint gun kit. Minus the paint gun. Huh. I need to get me some waterproof cases for all my stuff, but I don't need to mess with that one. That's a used one there. It's hard telling if it's even waterproof. Has the keys to it though. Well guys, I'm gonna head out. I think that's all I'm gonna do for today. It's getting pretty late anyway. Tomorrow, we got a lot going on. I'm gonna be working at the yard for a little bit, be getting some cars ready. I gotta make sure I grab my impact before I leave here. Then I gotta come out here again midday. They're coming to get my old Dodge, what is that, an A100 Balboa camper. I sold that, it's headed to California. So I gotta drag it out to where they can winch it on. We get that done, we got a few other things going on. And then Thursday, I hope to start crushing some cars again. I don't know if it's going to happen or not. If it doesn't happen, don't hate me. But we'll see what else happens. Friday, like I said, I think they're coming to get that couch. Other than that, I don't know of anything going on Friday. So maybe I'll film 1 or 2 days. Maybe I'll film all 3 days, combine them together. I don't know exactly what I'm going to have to film. So I guess we'll find out then. But as always, guys, I thank you for watching. I really appreciate you guys supporting me. It means a lot that you guys keep watching my videos. Sometimes my videos do really, really good. Sometimes they just kind of do mediocre, but that's okay. I do this for fun, and it's just always encouraging to see all the support. If you enjoyed this video, please leave me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, please remember to hit that subscribe button, turn on alerts. I hope you have an absolutely fantastic rest of your day, and remember to get out there and find an adventure. We'll see you next time.